4 years ago, back in 2020, I'm sitting in class watching a very, very interesting video, and the whole class is watching it. And we had to watch this 15-minute video of this girl talking about history that we had to do an assignment on. And this girl, bro, she was intriguing, to say the least. I couldn't take my eyes off her. So the whole video, I'm just staring at this girl, fantasizing about all the things, that could be possible with the websites that are out nowadays. I did not take in one piece of information from that video. So I had to go home and watch it again. So the rest of that class, I have a massive urge that I can't let go of. It's period 4, so we still have one more period left in the day. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. And I wasn't that down bad that I'm gonna go do it in the toilets, bro. I wasn't that down bad. And if you do that, there's something wrong with you. Nah, but in all seriousness, that day I sprinted home off the bus. I got home and just quickly, released my energy that I'd been holding on to for a couple of hours. And this was the beginning of my very big addiction to lust and the hub. This was the first encounter of a massive urge that I had gotten in my life. That encounter turned into 2 or 3 times a week. And a couple of months later, it turned into every single day. And from there on, it came to 2 or 3 times a day. But to find why I was actually addicted to lust and corn, we must go back to how it all started. The 3rd or 4th day of high school ever, for me, year 7, the OGs know this story, so I'm not gonna go deep into it. I'm walking into school, I'm going to my locker, and there's this girl sitting on a bench about 10 or 20 meters away from me. I don't know how to talk to women at this point, but I'm pretty confident in talking to women because I've never had an encounter with a girl where it's gone really bad. I have no game plan, so I go up to her and I say, "Hey, how's it going?" And she says back in a more feminine voice, "Yeah, good." And that's literally our conversation done. I'm standing up, she's sitting down, just in silence, just staring at each other. Because I had no game plan at all. I thought she was gonna run the conversation, bro. I don't like to joke about trauma, but it traumatized me with women, bro. Like, it genuinely did. Every single morning, my biggest fear was going up in class or raising my hand in class, getting called on with a question, or, doing those activities where you have to talk to other people in your class, like those team building activities. They were my biggest fears, bro. I hated them. Because every single time I'd talk to someone new, my face would blow up red. So I refrained from actually talking to girls, ever, because I didn't want that to happen. So the only connection I could have with girls is me lusting over them mentally. And if you've ever experienced the dangers of corn, you know what it does to your mind, and you know what it does to your perspective on women. You don't see women as people anymore. You see them as objects. You see them as the fantasies that you see on your phone or on your computer or whatever you watch that shit on. That's all I saw in women. And it ruined my relationship with them. My teachers, yeah, I was that down bad, as most kids are nowadays, with my classmates. But that wasn't always the case with every single girl. There was 1 or 2 girls that I didn't lust over. And it wasn't because they weren't unattractive. They were, I'm not gonna lie, one of the most attractive girls in the school. And the reason I didn't lust over them is because I had a genuine connection with them. I respected them. I talked to this specific girl, and you guys know her from the stories I've told in my videos. I talked to this girl every single afternoon, and I had a connection with her, so I never really lusted over her like that. And this is probably the same for you. I don't know if it's just me. If I have genuine respect for a woman, bro, I didn't lust over them. It was only with the girls that I didn't really know personally. This girl that I genuinely respected, I felt myself getting really close to her, so I ended up not ending it, but kind of just not talking to her as much. And that's when corn literally destroyed my life. I had no confidence at all. And it got to a point, I'm not gonna go deep into it. It got to a point where I'm like, okay, I gotta fucking quit this shit. I have to. This is bad. I'm releasing my seed 3 or 4 times a day. I have no confidence with girls at school. I have no confidence with my teachers at school. I'm too busy looking at people's bodies rather than actually listening to what they're saying, especially at school. I'm not even learning, bro, from these corny ass corn videos that aren't realistic. I told myself I'm not gonna watch this shit again, and it was true. I didn't. After about 3 or 4 months of failing. Yeah. But I'm not here to waste your time. What is life like when you're not drowned in lust? When you don't look at women in lust anymore? when you don't want just sex from them, that's all you want. What's life like? Because if you are stuck in this trap, bro, you're probably wondering what it's like because you're probably trying to find a reason to quit. Talking to women is so much more enjoyable. I know that seems kind of backwards, like you'd want to talk to women less because you don't want their attention as more, because you don't want, the pleasure from them anymore. But it's true. You want to talk to them more, bro. I picture myself, and you probably do too, as a pretty masculine man who loves the feminine side of a woman. And when I meet a woman who shares those, feminine traits, or even masculine traits, it doesn't really matter. Talking to a girl at my school and she's just smiling, she's having a good time, that makes my day, bro. And it's just the small shit, because when you quit watching that corn stuff, the little things become so much more enjoyable. So a genuine conversation with a girl, bro, is actually amazing. Not in some sexual way, just for that human connection. Talking to a girl, when you're off corn, is actually better than engaging in those websites. And I'm saying that from experience. It's fun. It's not frightening anymore. And I'm sure you want that as well. I can go out there and, look for a girlfriend if I wanted to and probably be successful with it. Not to brag, but it's simply the truth, bro. Right? Because I'm genuinely confident in myself. I can look people in the eyes now, because when you watch corn, bro, it's very hard to look people in the eyes. It is. I don't know, there's something about that shit that just doesn't allow you to look someone in the eyes. And you can probably relate to that. And I know this sounds really weird, but this might be the best benefit I've seen after eliminating lust from my mind. And it's that you can feel the level of, especially a woman's words, bro. You're genuinely feeling the words she's saying, having that connection with her, right? I know that sounds really corny and weird-ass spiritual shit, but it's the truth. And that's where genuine relationships are formed for Jack. I want these benefits, but I can't quit. What's your number one piece of advice to anyone who's struggling with quitting corn? I have a lot of videos on my channel. You can always go and watch it. I'll leave one at the end screen of this video. But one thing I want to leave you with right now: stop focusing on trying to quit corn. Stop focusing on trying to, desexualize your mind. Focus on building a life for yourself where lusting over women and watching corn is not enjoyable. And you can find that by going back a few years. What did your younger self want out of life? If you don't already know it. But most of you already know what you should be pursuing. And this addiction will go away as soon as you start pursuing that. And that applies to 90% of people. I hope you found this helpful. I hope my story relates to you in some way, and I hope it can change your life. Yeah, because that's the ultimate goal. I'll catch you in this video right here, bro, if you're struggling with quitting. Peace.